Page 26, Mazurka. And you can see by the years when the composer lived, it's very old. Let's look it over. It's a page and a half long, a page and a half of music. Now, it's longer than that because the repeat and DC and all that, but it's a page and a half of music to learn. Treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. This is in the key of C major, so do the scales and arpeggios for C major and A minor, because that has no sharps or flats. 3/4 time, well, that's Mazurka. You expect the Mazurkas to be in 3/4 time. Waltzes, minuets, Mazurkas are usually in 3/4 time. I say usually because there's always exceptions. One hand at a time. The fingering in the book is actually pretty good. I want to connect the hands. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Thumb, come out. And then reach down here. If you can't reach that, you'll have to move. That's all right. You can just, it's close. I'll do these little grace notes later. Okay. Let's go to measure 9, top of page 27. It's thumb, 1 and 2 and measure 11. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Scrunch up. And then reach down. Now, if this is too much of a stretch for you, then in measure 12, instead of 4, use 5. That way, you're closer. If you have really little hands, use 5. Measure 15. 3, 3, 2, 1. So I'm not crossing over the thumb. I like that. Okay. Left hand's got chords. You have this. They're saying 3-1, and that you can use 2-1, except in the next measure I need 2 for that. So I'm going to use 3-1 like they're suggesting here. So in the second measure I can do a 5-2 there. Because in the third measure, I'm the same thing, but I'm adding the F to it. That's why I'm fingering them this way. Okay. Measure 9, it's an E, a B, and a D. The top 2 notes come down. And then back up. And 1 through. Now you can get all that. Put the hands together, and I might hesitate, but that's okay right now. It's just here. Here. And here. So I go through and I put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it slowly and get rid of the hesitations. No hesitations. After I've done that, I'll think about the articulation and the ornaments. This is very connected. Lift up. Now, going from measure 4 to 5, I think I would connect that. I don't think, to me, that doesn't flow real well. See, they're separate phrases, because measure 5 starts a new phrase, like you were at the beginning. But sometimes the phrases come together and there is no separation. And here I think we have that. Here, I'm going to connect all that. But between measures 2 and 3, I'm going to lift up. And between measures 6 and 7, I'm going to lift up. And then at the end of measure 8, I'm going to lift up. The left hand, you just play it. You can't play it. Play it as connected as you can. Now these little ornaments, they're in measure 4. They're real quick notes. Really. And I play them on the beat. So it's here, here. That comes together. Some people will play them before the beat. Well, those come together. But I was taught in college to play these on the beat, so I do. Then once I do the articulation and all, then I add the dynamics. MF at the beginning is mezzo forte or moderately loud, and that's the melody of the right hand. It's up to you on what you think that is. This, soft. And this is sort of heavy. This is soft, light. And in measure 4, the little arrows go ba-da, ba-da. The D's are softer. Okay. Measure 9, you're soft, very soft. And you get a crescendo in measure 10 to go up to moderately loud. In the right hand, and we stay moderately loud till measure 14. We're going to go up to loud. Up to loud and then very loud. Ba-da-da. That's where you want it. Very loud. Then back to loud. And then back to moderately loud. Okay. You read the dynamics. As far as these crescendos and diminuendos and things in there, see if you can get to the point where you can feel that. Let the music take you there. Then after that, and then the speed. Moderate is just somewhere in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. The eighth notes will want to slow it down a little bit because it's the overall feel of it, but somewhere in the middle. Slow would be that. 1 and 2, and fast would be that. It's somewhere in the middle. Yeah. At the bottom of page 26, you get a repeat sign. So you're going to go back and play page 26 again. So you're doing that page twice. Then on page 27, at the bottom, there is a DC al fine. Remember, DC means go back to the beginning. And the fine is at the end of measure 8. It's at the bottom of page 26. In other words, you're going to go back and play page 26 again. So you're actually doing that page 3 times. Where you're only doing page 27 once. Well, bummer. Well, that's what they want. I don't know. Then on top of all that, added pedal. Well, imagine that. In my opinion, I think that's an error. I would not use pedal in this piece at all, and I don't recommend it. However, they're putting it in, so let's examine what it's doing. If you're going to use pedal, there should be a reason why. And what is the reason why? Why are they saying to pedal this? Ugh. I'm going to put the pedal down right after the note, and I'm only pedaling the first 2 beats. I'm not pedaling it the next measure. Same thing. Now in the measure 7, they're lifting it up right after you play the first 8th note in the 3rd beat. And in measure 9, they're pedaling the whole measure. Lift it up after you play the note in measure 10. And that's how they're pedaling it. The only thing I can see that we're doing here is we're giving contrast between this and this. So one is connected and overtones and all that, and then one is clean and dry and Then the only other thing I can see that it's doing is it's giving you, the student, some more experience at using the pedal. You see, when we're using pedal, we want to be precise. Don't get sloppy with the pedaling. We learn a piece without pedaling first so we don't get sloppy with the fingers and all, but you still don't want to get sloppy with the pedal. So here you put it down precisely right after you play the notes, and you lift it up precisely right after you play beat 3. Right there. And again. Page 27, it's different. Now you're holding it down for the whole measure and lifting it up on beat 1 of the next. It's different. However, in my opinion, I don't think pedal is really appropriate here. I would not use pedal in this piece at all. You do it the way your teacher tells you to, and a lot of teachers will say, just do it the way it's written. Don't be changing nothing. I change stuff all the time. I'm a rebel. So do it as your teacher tells you to do it, but I'm not going to use pedal in this. I think it's much better without. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1. Feel them. 1, 2, 3. All the way through. Feel the natural accents.